Hi everybody, this is a question about inflation, but it also actually will show us what the difference is between inflation, deflation and disinflation as we go through the question. It says the table shows Malaysia's rate of inflation between February 2017 and July 2017. And remember, your rate of inflation is a sustained, so like a running race, if you can sustain yourself, you can keep going, a sustained increase in the average price level. And the average price level means the average price of products within that economy. And here you can see the different months and then the rate of inflation, it's shown as a percentage. So in February it was 4.5%. That means that the average price level went up by 4.5% in February. In March, the average price level went up by 5.1%, and so on. And then it says, from this table, it can be deduced that. So which one of these is true we're looking for? So there was deflation between April and May. So going from April to May here, deflation. So you have to think to yourself, what's deflation? Deflation is the opposite of inflation. So if it is inflation, inflation is an increase in the average price level. Deflation is a decrease in the average price level. So nice and easy to remember. So this is saying that there was deflation between April and May. Deflation is the opposite of inflation. It's a sustained decrease in the average price level. So on average, prices are falling. And between April and May, we can see that from April to May, in May, the rate of inflation was 3.9%. That means that there had been an increase in the average price level. This says a sustained decrease in the average price level. So that's definitely wrong. There was still inflation. There wasn't deflation. The next one. There was disinflation between May and June. Now, disinflation, so this between May and June. Now, disinflation is something else altogether. This is where you still have inflation, but you put dis in front of it. So it means you have inflation, but at a lower rate. Between May and June, here we had inflation of 3.9%, and then we had inflation in June of 3.6%. This is a lower number, so we have got disinflation. The average price level's increasing in May because it goes up by 3.9%. And it's increasing in June because it goes up by 3.6%. However, in June, it's a lower percentage increase than it is in May because this is 3.6 and that was 3.9. So it's true, there was disinflation between May and June. It looks as if this is right, but let's check the other ones to be sure. The rate of inflation was at its highest in July. So this figure here, this definitely isn't the highest inflation rate because look, 4.5, 5.1, there are lots of others which are higher. And in fact, I'm just looking now, they're all higher than 3.2. So it definitely wasn't the highest. The last one, inflation increased at a constant rate between May and July. So May to July, this area here. A constant rate. Constant means that the rate was increasing at the same amount all the time by the same percentage, and that's not true because the increase in inflation, it was 3.9, then 3.6, then 3.2%. The increase from here to here is actually not an increase at all. Look, it was 3.9, then it's 3.6, it's gone down. So there definitely hasn't been an increase in inflation at a constant rate between May and July. So that's wrong. So we were right. B is the right answer.